Thanks for staying with us. So we're still having this conversation on the hourglass shape. If it's one of the reasons we see some people and judge them as promiscuous or not. And this brought my mind to a friend of mine a few years back who had that sort of figure. And we noticed that every time we go out, she gets undue attention, right? Which we didn't mind, we're young at the time. But when she started looking, when we finished school and started looking for a job, she kept coming back with, they want to sleep with me. Yeah. They want to. The Oga said I should come afterwards. The Oga did not even bother to look at my CV. They just want to. So we started thinking, okay, what could be the problem? Because I go for such interviews as well. No, you dare not. If I am safe, you know that you cannot tell me that kind of thing. It's either I'll qualify or I don't. I go home and find something else, right? And we now suggested, is it possible that you tone down on your dressing? So you already have the body. Nobody's going to take it away from you. Wear more shirts, big shirts, bigger shirts, and pants, so that you cover up a bit. So when you get into the office, the focus is not on your, it doesn't seem like you're presenting your body first before your brain, right? Later on, when you tone down your dressing, you can always, wear what you want when you finally got in the job, if that's your style. But I feel we did that also because we're a bit judgmental, right? Though we're trying to give a good advice, but it was trying to survive. But the Nigerianness in us is about, but say when you walk into this place, that's where they're going to look at. Cover it now, and we judge most people that way. But my question is, can we allow people be the way they want to be, dress the way they want to be, however the situation, and just understand that it's their choice, and not judge them into trying to fit into some kind of way. We have entertainers who, that's all they dress. There was another lady who wore something very scanty the other day, more like handkerchief and all of that, and all her figures were showing. We made excuses because she was an entertainer. But we can have a banker who chooses that, we're hanging out, this is how I want to show up. And then we say, no, now, because of your this, because of your profession, because of your that. Should we allow people be the way they want to be without judging them and putting some, limitations on them? Because you're this way, that's why this is coming for you. That's where I wanted us to get.
It would be pretty difficult because it's happened to me before. A senior broadcaster that I consider my senior colleague, a female, had told me the same thing before. Fashion-wise, you also tend to wear something that boosts your confidence when you're picking out clothes. I love cleavage-revealing clothes. You understand? Not the deep into the deep neck down, but I love cleavage because I considered myself that I didn't have the behind. Yeah. So what makes me feel good?
Can I pause you and trust you hold your thoughts? Let's take Ayo, then I'll come back to you. Ayo from Ibadan, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just wanna throw in this. One of the ladies on the set said, if you have, it's wanted. And a lot of times, this generation is shifting in what attracts them. There's a saying in my language that says, which means dress the way you want to be.
Can we have volume? I can barely hear you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
There is a saying in my language that says, which means dress the way you want to be addressed. The generation is shifting so well that now it is not about the figure anymore to certain men. We still have men that are attracted to what they see. But when you go past certain age as a man, your concentration on what you wanted out of a woman changes. And it's not about the figure, it is about what is she bringing, what does she have upset. You'd be surprised that most time when I go to gym in New Jersey and I see some of the ladies doing their squats, why do you all do squats? Oh, we just don't have some nice squats because some of men are now shifting toward that. But that doesn't say they are not keeping their mental up to the task of what they are getting their body up to. I think from what you just said, if you go to Botswana, most African countries, they have a lot of ladies. You'll be looking like, what is this?
Yeah.
I was a victim like you too when I was in South Africa. Even though I'm a man, like seriously, I was just looking everywhere. I was like, they were looking at me like, where y'all from? Like, we went, it's all boys stuff. We went down there just for boys trip. And you're all looking at like, where you all from? You're definitely Nigerian, you're not American. But we know who we are. We just appreciate it. But if you're a lady, intellectual capacity is what carries most men. I'm one of those guys that's sapiosexual. I don't care the body type. I love sapiosexual women because I want to be able to have someone that will lift me up when I'm down.
Conversations with you. Okay, thank you, Ayo.
So like I was saying, I usually feel very comfortable wearing cleavage. I know I don't have too big size, so what's there to show at the back, but at least. And she told me that very day and said, you know what, Dami, I've gone through your pictures on your page and I think that you should stop wearing cleavage revealing. And for a second, it felt like she took my confidence out. And I'm like, stop wearing cleavage revealing. How do you mean? Do you even know how I psych myself to go out?
Reveal small.
To reveal small. I've gone to events as an MC where people are looking at me and I've forgotten that it's the front that they're looking at. And I'm asking myself, what's happening? Why are they looking at me? Am I different? Then somebody will just maybe say, see wait till you self-carry. Then I'm like, oh, this one. Because after a while, it grew as a part of me. So I never used to see it as endowment, like the way men see it. I remember that I also had a man who was into me about 9-10 years back. And he was really, in fact, he bought me my first camera. My first DSLR camera. And he asked me, what do you want for your job, this, that. And one thing I like him for till today, meanwhile, we have that relationship of friends, is that he told me that, Dami, you're intelligent, you're smart, you're beautiful. I like what I see, but I'm not in tune with plum ladies. That he likes them size 6, size 8. Maybe not past size 8. Yeah. But we have that kind of... In fact, if he finds a girl of that size, he calls me, he sends me pictures and like, see this girl. Because he had an experience of a size 6 that broke down with high cholesterol in his house. And only God saved him from murder case in court. So he feels that, oh, if a size 6 can have much cholesterol, how much of somebody who is a size 14, 16, 18? So it brings me to this thing that we call body shaming. To me, I'm sorry, sometimes it's the blunt, naked truth. But we first of all have to accept the way we are. Over time, I grew to accept myself because a lot of derogatory compliments were made at me. Like, did I create myself? So like what you said, it will be pretty difficult for us to mind our business. So it took me to the story of the female senior broadcaster who said, maybe you should stop wearing cleavage. And for once, she didn't care to know me or to even see through me or to find out how I feel very comfortable.
That was my point. You know, sometimes in a bit to help people, we hit at their insecurity and we push them back
to their hole or their shell, and
where they've, you know, walked their way, walked in years, you know, where they had gotten their confidence. We just hit them because we're thinking of, it's for your own good at the end of the day. That's what I'm asking. Should we allow people, or even before we even give any form of advice, even find out what got them to that point? Is that the way to go? Your fashion? However, I would like to call that video up so that we can just have a look at it and feed our eyes this morning. Oshe? Yellow dear.
What's the property dear?
My husband will be doing his jacket. That's my baby girl. That's my baby girl. But you were coming to say something.
So for me, I also think that it cuts across. It's not just about body, even face, because yes, even face. Do you understand? For example, I work in a male-dominated industry. I work in the oil and gas industry, and I noticed that when I moved back to Nigeria, that people were calling attention to my face so much, right? So I walk into a meeting, and then it's like, oh, you're so pretty, you're so pretty, and even though it was a compliment, but I got offended by it because you're not going to tell the guys in the room, like, oh, you're so handsome. So I felt that you're taking away from my intelligence, from my brain. And I felt that for me, so it's an individual thing. I wanted my brain to speak first before my face. So if you notice, anybody that knows me will know that during the week, I wear contacts. I've been wearing contacts for like 20-something years. But during the week, I don't wear contacts. I wear glasses because I feel that it tones down my face. Do you understand? So, like, at the end of the day, whether body shaming or not body shaming, you also, as an individual, need to know what you want to present and who you want to present at that point in time. And I want to be presented as a professional. And I want my brain to speak for me. So during the week, I tone down, I wear glasses because so that you are listening to me before coming for my face. Because all I get then, like if I wear contacts, if I don't do it's, oh, you're so beautiful. And then I'm wondering, like, but that's not the conversation. This is a meeting. This is a business place. Sure. So even for people that have that are endowed, you should know and decide what you want to present first. And then you work at it and decide how to package, where to, like, during the week. You can't catch me during the weekends or evening outings with glasses. I wear my contacts, I flaunt my face. Yes, I want you to tell me how beautiful I am, because that's the time for it.
But not on a Monday morning.
But not on a Monday morning,
Yes,
because I'm trying to project. So for people that are shaped, you should not decide for yourself what you want to present, where you want to present that thing. And
so, Amaka, I think with your story, you've just answered like two things, which is appropriate dressing as well as knowing yourself. So,
can I pause you, take Ade, and come back to you? Write it down. Ade, good morning.
Somebody's crown.
Good morning, ladies. How are you today?
We're doing amazing, sir.
Can we add the volume?
God created everyone. The way God creates you, you have to accept it that way and be proud of yourself. You understand? But one thing I notice is that if a girl is dressing up, they dress up because of the men outside. That if they didn't dress up because of their fellow girls, the way they will see them, they will say, if that. Let me finish. Now, if a man is dressing up, the man is dressing up that, if the girls see me today, they will appreciate me. And the way you will know is that, go to any night BG that is the same men only. You see the way they dress anyhow. Then let's say night BG is for everybody. Go and see the way they dress, including the man in charge.
Because
so
that night now.
So you dress for opposite side. You understand? But all of you are beautiful. Be proud of yourself. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
So with Ade, I don't quite agree with him that women dress just for the men.
I don't think so.
In fact, I feel that women dress more for each other. As if you go for a meeting that only women are, go and say how they dress.
I'm telling you.
See, if it's just a couple of women with guys, women even sometimes dress down. I'm not saying that there are no situations where women would dress up hoping that they get the man's attention. But mostly, I think with women, we tend to dress for each other. So that's one. But, you know, I wrote, before you spoke, Amaka, I'd written my book paper that it says, God, that saying where they say, God, when life gives you lemon, you make lemonade out. But what kind of lemonade do you make? Yes. Sweet or spicy?
Sour.
So for me, I use that as, you know, like an example of someone who is endowed. And so I'm endowed. I know that gets me a lot of attention. And I'm thinking, okay, do I tone it down because I want to be a certain way and be spoken to a certain way and be addressed a certain way? Or do I realize the power that I have in what I have, and then how can I use it to get what I want or be? So now, for me, I'm saying that it depends on the person now that has the body to decide how they want to use the sort of attention that they get. Because the attention that you get, beauty is power. Attractiveness is power. And so some women have figured, you know, I have spoken to these people, they have refused to listen, they'll constantly objectify me. Let's see what I can get with it. And there are some people like that. So because when we talk about it, let's not make it seem as if all women are so innocent that they are unaware of the power of their beauty. Do you understand? There are some women that recognize it and they're going to use it in places. I've been given this, I can't throw it away. Some as well use it. Then there's some people like Amaka who say, you know what, this brain is more important than this. I'm going to tone it down a bit, put it out of the way so that I can be what I want to be and people would see that first. But also does not stop Amaka from continuing being a beautiful person, especially when you say like at the night time. So for me, also that's, you know, that goes to when we spoke about appropriate dressing. You know, you during the retreat, you know, you said something that when you go out at night, you really dress up for the night. But now we know that when you dress up for the office, you're a different person. You dress up for the office. This is who you are, and people will give you the respect that. And then, however you are now perceived, you understand that it's on your own terms. So women that sometimes put themselves out there, however we come at them and shout at them, they understand this on their own terms. This is how I want to present to myself, and this is the power I know I have, and I'm going to use use it.
Yeah, I like that. Let's take this call. Dami from our lap area. Good morning,
My
Dami.
family people have come.
Dami, are you there? Oh, sorry.
We didn't lose Dami. Dami is still here.
Yeah. So now I hear that you can choose. It's all about you now choosing what you want and how you want to show up at time. And that's okay than for you to subject yourself to what society is saying. So because I now have this and then you're feeling bad. So I know that growing up we had the plump people who any uniform they wear, they look good. We were the ones that were disadvantaged at the time. They let pass.
Secondary school
was horrible.
My uniform was A-shape shirt.
It was A-shape.
Then those plump girls just look cute.
Now look
you look like a stick flying
all over the place, you know. And then we felt, let me speak for myself now, and I'm sure a few people in my shoes at the time really felt out of place. Like, you know, even my cousins at home had this good body type and everything, and I was wishing for when I would get fat. I remember the first time I came to Lagos, I walked into a herbal shop where they were doing things. I'm not joking. As I walked in there, I told the man that I want to buy medicine to add weight. The way the man chased me, he said, when you were walking in, I was admiring you. My family, get out of here. How old are you again? You will add weight. Don't worry. By the time you give birth to children, weight will come. Now, weight has come. You
are looking for how to lose it.
Lose it. But then, I also want us to highlight on the confidence of being, of, you know, making the lemonade with the lemons that God has given to us. Because it's your body. There's nothing you can do about it. It's your face. There's nothing you can do about it. And make it okay that you choose to show up when you want to show up, how you want to show up, and own the consequences of it. Because I know, especially in our industry, I've gotten a few people who decided to do BBL because they felt, by the time they go on sets, there's a body type that they are looking for certain roles.
Especially leading roles.
Certain leading roles. If you don't have that body type, it knocks you off.
And even skin type.
Yes. And also when I'm doing, I'm now into production. I'm producing my own films now. When I'm casting for characters, I'm looking at some body types that will fit into certain roles. The roles I've gotten so far, they are sexy roles with my body type. Am I supposed to throw away my body? No. But I understand that if I'm going somewhere where I have to represent and act as the boss, and it's a way I'm going to dress. When I'm going somewhere where I need to look sexy for the job, that's a way I'm going to dress. So how do we help women have that confidence amidst all the noise outside, that it's okay to be in your body and show up the way you want to and own it? How? Help us.
I think what I put down yesterday when I saw the topic, part of what I said was open-mindedness. I said the first thing, stop boxing people or judging people based on their outward appearance. I mean, that's how we see people go to church and you're like, oh, because she's wearing this kind of outfit. We still want to take a step further. I said, take a step further to establish communication. Then you can judge if this outward appearance is supposed to sell markets or this outward appearance is supposed to sell a brain. They are two different things. For me, I think the first thing that I learned from home was confidence. I grew up with my mom who will look at you every time and say, you're beautiful, you're pretty, or you carry yourself well, you have this poise, you have grace, which a lot of parents forget to instill in their children, either male or female. The way we female are talking about it is the way even men, they get this compliment of you're too tall, or you're lanky, or you're chubby and all of that. So we need to work on our self-esteem, our self-confidence. It's a personal thing. You need to sit with yourself. I remember when I was, this analysis I'm making and examples about myself, I was a victim of all of this individual at different times of my life, because I've worked in the aviation sector. I went to College of Aviation, Zaria, and I remember that even in class, because of our kind of weights, you're considered that, oh, you cannot fly in an aircraft, you need to reduce your weight. And in life, generally, but the first thing I heard was that if you people don't want me, I'll go to where they want me. And that was the basis, I'll be truthful on this table, that was the basis why I picked broadcasting. Aside from having a media background, I started from acting.
Are you serious?
Yes, but I directed a couple of jobs for series. I've directed over 40, 50 episodes of series. I do direct it because at that time, so I also discovered that if I'm in the front of the camera, I get texts of, oh, I saw you in this movie, I saw you in that even movie of ages past. You are still seeing me, you are seeing something. So I'm like, okay, let me come behind the camera. So this thing comes with us to every facet where we go to. You can't help it. But you know what? Amidst the reward, the noise, carry yourself in such a way that people will not have a choice than to interact with you.
Yes. And also carry your consequences when...
Of course.